And it's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. GM
My life set.
on this beautiful day. Good morning to Web3 with Barocco, Sep, and Mando. Tuning live at 10:30, and it's all on Road Radio. It's a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day. GM Road Radio.
Yo, what up? Good morning, GM. Wednesday, March 15th, 2023. Look at that. Another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my co-hosts in the house, OSF and Mando, both on audio and video. Links are pinned at the top. What's up, y'all? GM, good morning. How y'all doing?
GM guys, what's up?
Yeah, man. How are you?
We're vibing hard. We're doing our thing. And the sun is not shining here. The fire alarm in my house has been going on since 8:30 a.m. every 15 minutes. It's driving me absolutely nuts. Hopefully it's stopped for now. But besides that, I'm doing great. We're doing great. Mando, I'm surprised you're here on video today. I thought you were going to be away all week, and I was ready mentally to have to speak again yesterday for the whole hour and a half on my own. No, I'm just kidding. Ovi was really good yesterday. He was very good.
Yeah.
I think I got 45 minutes of speaking out of Ovi. So that means he did half the show, the whole show.
I mean, he hosted the show on Monday.
Yeah, he's been holding it down this week.
See, we think you think he's not there, but then he does come through when you need him.
Always does. That's clutch. That's that is literally why we need to be 3. That is clutch. What do you think, Ovi?
Yeah, exactly.
Ovi's here just
Ovi's now decided that now I'm back. He doesn't have to speak for the next 45 minutes.
What are you looking at, Ovi?
I was just watching Blur, and I put in a bid for something.
Oh,
and everything moved. I wish I should have filmed it. I'm looking at the bid liquidity. Everything moved, and it all moved from one price to the other price. So there's definitely bots. I mean, no shit. Of course, there's people farming with bots, but there's definitely bots that automatically move their bids up if there's a higher bid placed above them. If you see what I mean? Because everything just readjusted. I put in a bid for some rec guys at 0.85, and then
love that
all the bids at 0.81 moved up to 0.82. But you can see the chart. So one chart went down like that, the other one up like that. It was really weird. It just happened all in one go. So there's definitely bots that adjust their bids based on new bids that come in, I guess, basically.
Damn.
Interesting. Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty wild. Not surprising though. That's why we recommend people not to play the farm game with professionals. Literally, people who have done this for way longer than the NFT space has existed in DeFi prior to this. So it's definitely a rocky road to take. But anyways, today on the show. Today, what do we got? Oh, well, what do we got is that, honestly, guys, we pretty much got not much. So I'm going to say how it is. Yesterday night, I waited until 10:30, because usually the titles are 6, 7 p.m. Eastern. I waited for us to finish the night show thinking, wow, maybe a bunch of stuff's going to happen to post the spaces for tomorrow. And by 10:30 p.m., we were done 10. We didn't do the night show yesterday, what I'm saying, but I usually wait that long. There was not much. Not much happened in the space. So anyways, this is what it is. And I figured this morning we'd have a lot of more stuff going on, but there's not that much going on. Not going to lie. We're going to talk about that in a second. Actually, that's going to be a topic. But DGen's NFT market report, as usual, crypto, macro, NFTs. If anything, that's everything that's happening this week. The summoning is here. If anything, that's the big event of the day. We are March 15th, and the long-awaited Yuga Labs summoning is upon us. And Chat GPT4, that has been quite the conversation. I mean, every single thread, every tweet, everything, everywhere I go, I can't escape it. Every chat, it's a pretty big event. So we're going to talk to you about the updates, what's new, what's next. I mean, Mando is quite the AI expert, actually. As a matter of fact, I heard he's going to launch a series on LinkedIn Live. And last but not least, our show is sponsored by Fair.xy. Z, a no-code platform that lets creators launch NFT collections completely end-to-end. We've been working with them long before this partnerships, and we will be working with them long after that as we launch Stubs. Yes, I promise y'all, Stubs is not just a myth. It's actually coming, and it's going to be really cool and really fun. All in due time, my friends, but it's just around the corner. Anyways, if you haven't heard of Fair, they work with Ovi Amanda on Alien Tabs, Alien Queen tabs drop, and they're a technical partner for Stubs, and they're dropping a lot of cool stuff. Tomorrow is actually a day that we're going to have the founders, the Isaacs, again on the morning show as our special guest, and they're going to talk to us everything about their brand new tools, from conditions to buy to everything they're dropping. And tomorrow's the day we're giving away those 5 PFPs from Rug Radio on the show from Fair that they were running the giveaway for that. So anyways, without further ado, let's get right into it.
Daily Market Report. Brought to you by Rug Radio. Joseph, what's the word?
Hey guys, yes, a bit of a crazy day in traditional markets. Yesterday we ended up about 2, maybe even 2.5% on stocks. We have reversed about half of those gains. We're down about 1.5%. The S&P 500 is actually leading the move lower, and that's because of weakness we're seeing in bank stocks. There's a lot of weakness in European bank stocks. Credit Suisse is the main one there that's blowing up again, and the CDS on that I think is back to definitely through year-to-date wides, and probably well through all-time wides as well on CDS. So there's definitely a bit of panic around there with regard to their potential funding avenues that they have. As a result, we've seen this huge, insane rally in interest rates again. I mean, we had a huge move 2 days ago, and then we gave back some of those gains, if you like, in yield yesterday. But today, you've seen a 45 basis point move in 2-year. In fact, bigger than that, I think it's almost a 60 basis point move in 2-year treasuries, which is insane. That's like the biggest daily move I think we've seen ever. And the last few times you saw moves that were similar to that were when Lehman Brothers collapsed, when you had 9/11, and then I also think when one of the days during like the dot-com bubble as well. So definitely not a great indicator to see like short dated treasuries move so aggressively. I do think, we're in this narrative situation where like everyone's worried about inflation, and so like interest rates moved out a lot, and the Fed has been hiking. But now, the Fed's monetary policy and hiking policy is definitely really being put into question here. And look, yesterday, the probability of the Fed hiking next week by 25 basis points was 85%. That probability has dropped today to 45%. So I think is what we were discussing yesterday when I was chatting yesterday. I was like, look, I think the Fed is in a real tough spot to actually go out there and continue to hike rates with what you're seeing in this narrative being created in the banking world, and that seems to be coming to fruition. Well, not coming to fruition, but it seems to be now being priced in by markets as of today. So that's the I think that's the main reason why traditional markets are selling off. Crypto is actually holding up okay. We're down to like 24.5k on Bitcoin. We're down to like 1640 on ETH, which is still like 15% off the lows that we saw over the weekend. Again, like I'll say the same thing. There is like there is just a very clear bull case for crypto in this environment, like failure in the banking system, potentially having lower interest rates while you still probably have inflation. Like all those things are good for crypto. And I think that's the reason why crypto is outperforming. Look, if risk assets sell off and shit really hits the fan, then crypto will sell off in line with them. But you're seeing this big outperformance of crypto again. And it kind of feels like that could continue, really. Like if I look at year-to-date moves, the S&P 500 is flat. It's now flat year-to-date. So it went from being up 8% to now flat year-to-date. And if I look at Bitcoin is up 48% year-to-date. So that shows you the big divergence between crypto and traditional markets. And to be honest with you, that also shows you the power of like Bitcoin and ETH right now, and not so much altcoins and anything else. So that's pretty much it. But that's some explanation to what we're seeing right now.
That's a pretty good explanation, if you ask me. Mando, go on.
Yeah. So this was basically what we were talking about on Monday, in that like
Mhm.
what we're going to see next. And on that show, I said, look, I think this isn't just a US thing. This is a global thing. I think this is going to go to Europe, and then it could turn into a sovereign crisis on the back of that. I think that's what's playing out over the last 48 hours. The whole thing that happened in the US, where regional banks were caught in this duration mismatch. Basically, they put their money into long duration assets, which then went down a lot when the interest rates started to rise. That's the case across Europe, across most of the world, if I'm honest. And it happened in the US first, but the US as the reserve currency and in just a much stronger economic stage, let's say, it was able to kind of deal with it. The Fed spun up a facility to help deal with it, and although I do still think there's a lot of risk in the US banking system, it at least alleviated some of that. In Europe, it's a lot less easy. The debt to GDP ratios of many countries in Europe is above 100%, and the ability to come up with policy is also slightly more difficult, because by nature, normally one nation is kind of bailing out another nation. And there's a lot more regional style banks. So there isn't the same level of banking consolidation in Europe that there was in the US. So a lot of Italian banks, a lot of Spanish banks, a lot of Greek banks, Portuguese banks, like all the crisis that we basically had 10 years ago, 11 years ago. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but there was a lot of talk about nations leaving Europe at that stage. There was Grexit before there was Brexit, if anyone remembers that. But and it ended up not happening. They ended up basically creating a facility to help deal with it, and you sort of massive monetary stimulus. This is kind of the start of QE, basically. That the ECB balance sheet went massively up after that. This kind of feels like the chickens are coming home to roost slightly. There's not the same level of flexibility for them to do that now. The ECB balance sheet, which is the version of the Fed in Europe, is massive, like unbelievably big, and they haven't reduced it at all. They were actually much slower than the Fed in changing policy. So their ability to do things is slightly limited. And on the government level, these nations are much weaker than the US, and on the growth level as well. So I personally think that in Europe, this could get very messy very quickly. Credit Suisse, weirdly, is not the bank I would have picked for this to happen to. Like, Credit Suisse is a Swiss bank. And yes, the investment banks have a lot of issues, but like Switzerland is one of the wealthiest countries in the world. The banking sector is relatively small compared to Switzerland's GDP. I think that it would be almost unconscionable for them to let this go in some way or another. I think they would create some sort of facility, or they would back depositors. Like, Credit Suisse is a huge bank for the local Swiss market, and still relatively small versus how wealthy Switzerland is. For other countries in Europe, that's not the case, particularly in all the countries 10 years ago which were having issues. And I think this could the thing that we saw happening in the US, which has kind of been resolved, I still think that facility is going to have to be much bigger than 25 billion. I think is now going to happen in Europe, and it's going to happen a lot worse. And that's worrying, I think, for a lot of people. But I was talking to you, Ovi, earlier, right? Like, is this bad for crypto? It's
not.
difficult
I mean,
to say. Like, this feels like it's good for crypto.
Yeah.
Because if you hold your money in a, regional European bank, it might feel like, yeah, maybe you should just put your money in ETH and Bitcoin or a stable coin or something like that. But at the same time, the stock market could go down 20% here quite quickly, I think.
I think it's good for crypto, but sell-off and risk assets is obviously bad for crypto because crypto is a risky asset. But fundamentally, if you take away the correlation, it's actually good for crypto, in my opinion. And I think that's why you're seeing it hold up. I think that's why you're seeing it hold up quite well.
Yeah,
But it's a tough one. Like I like literally every minute I'm like, I should just sell everything here. Then I'm like, actually I'm really bullish, and it's just like a tough one to really judge because look, if you do get 20% drop in stocks, crypto will be lower. Like things will be like ETH will be down probably about 50%. So
I just don't agree with that. I don't. I mean, the stock market's just moved 8% lower, and crypto's up. I think this is going to be a strange.
exactly. So
I'm
it's got
not
a lot.
saying it won't be
It's
lower.
got
I'm
a
not saying it
lot
won't be lower, but it won't be 50% lower in my opinion. I don't think we're going back to 8. If stocks go to
I guess
3,200 or 3,000, like
I think we could go back to. I think we could go back to like 1.1k, 1k. I don't know. I think that's not
maybe.
that's not
It
inconceivable.
really depends on how it gets caught up, and if there's like if contagion's really that bad. But make no mistake, this does prove the value of crypto, and the reason why crypto would go lower is because it's liquid, right? It's liquid. People will get out of it because everything's lower, and you just need to have that liquidity. And there's what we say is when sell-offs get this bad, you get a correlation of 1. Everything moves lower, everything. But I think the next play then would be a roaring rip in crypto when everything starts to settle down. And that's kind of what you saw, right? Even in the US, everything was a correlation of 1. Everything went down a lot, and then crypto ripped back, and everything else has continued to go lower. I think you could see a move like that if Europe spirals here. Like, we go back to like 1,300 or something like that, but then I think crypto rips again because it's actually not. It shouldn't be lower on the back of something like this.
Yeah.
Well, every day I check price. As price. But 50k ETH, right, Ovi? That's PT. Is that what I'm getting?
50k is I've upgraded my price target from 5k to 50k.
There you go. Well, you know what? If OV is much more valuable than Saturn Research, which I'm starting to believe doesn't actually exist. I think Saturn Research is ran by Capo.
What research? Sorry.
You know what?
I didn't catch.
You mean? Hold on. You know what?
Just didn't catch what you said.
Let me tell you something. You know what, Ovi? Your constant nagging of my English is not nice. Okay.
I just didn't hear it. I just wanted to
listen. Me and my group, the Gilligalians. Okay, we're not.
That one's always gonna get me.
Yo, the funniest thing is, like, every time I think of that, I think of that Twitter space, and it's just hilarious. You know what I mean? Like,
actually, I think I'm gonna listen to that tonight in the car.
You make me want to go back and listen because you guys are making it seem like it's some crazy shit. But like, I gotta find. Hold on, Gil of Gordians.
It'll be on the Spotify, right?
GM Web3. Yeah. The cool thing now is like you just Google like Gil of Gordians, like GM Web3. It says there any name GM Web3, and all the people we've hosted are on there. That's a little alpha for everyone. If you're looking back at any interviews that we've had or wonder if we've hosted a certain person, just like search their name on Google and then add like GM Web3 at the end, and it'll come up our ACAST with the show across every single audio platform, whichever you like using, or just find on Spotify. And make sure you rate us 5 stars. No, man, we have a 5-star rating on Spotify. Did you know that? I mean, on Apple Podcast. Did you know that?
Wow.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I
mean, there's only like about 30 people that rated, but it's not bad. 30 for 30. So if y'all do us a favor, I know there's hundreds a day, whether it's on YouTube or thingy, you could check it out. Give us a little 5-star, because Buster, who we had on yesterday, Mando, has 4.9 stars but 500 ratings, and we're like, damn. I saw that, and I was like,
we're going multi-channel though now, right? We're going to be on YouTube.
We're big time YouTube. We're big time YouTube. Yeah, you are quite the
star. If you
need
me for any thumbnails, just let me know.
It's fire.
So basically, there is a point where we actually, our team, Golden, who's getting rugged this morning, is really on stage, and general designer, she wants us to book like a 10-15 minute meeting, and so we can do the.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, all these. So we need to get that. Anyways, this has turned into GM Web3 internal meeting, ladies and gentlemen. This is what happens, BTS. You know, and make sure you smash the like button. You know what? Hefner's right. You know, if there's 50 people in here, we should have 50 likes and all subscribers because it is fire, in the words of the great Mando. But anyways, just quick rundown, I guess. Price points. OV, I think we're what 24.69, 24.6. Bitcoin's 1657. ETH. Polygon Matic said 116. What's APE at this morning? Because it is the summoning today. So did that impact?
Not really. It's at 4.2, and I think
Remember, it's
we're
the unlock. It's the unlock.
2 days,
now.
2 days away. 2 days away from the unlock. So curious to see. I think we haven't had the summoning announcement yet. I know we'll talk about that in a bit, but yeah, curious to see what's going to happen there.
Okay, so I guess we'll see what that. Anyways, that's enough coins. Let's get into NFTs.
Who is the man, macro daddy of the land? Can you dig it?
Yeah, GM everyone. Look, it's obviously not a great little period here. I think for NFTs, most things are drifting lower. OSF has left the chat.
It's so funny. The second they said Mando, he just ran.
He just walked to go get himself a mochi.
He's gonna eat it. He's coming back with food for sure. What are the odds?
Oh, for sure.
For sure, he's coming back with food right now. Oh,
so, you've seen volumes go from, I think, around 120 million. Around this time last month, we're hitting above 100 most days, and now we're back down to about 50 to 60 most days. So quite a big drop. Across the board, floor prices have not reacted well to the rise in ETH that happened yesterday. I think it's more just the volatility in ETH at the moment. Remember, we always say that ETH isn't, if it goes somewhere quite a little bit slowly, then no one really cares. But if it starts going up and down wildly, you either get sellers for liquidity needs if it goes down wildly, or you get people trying to sell on ETH pumps whenever it goes higher. So the ETH volatility at the moment is not helping prices. I saw that Bored Apes got flipped by punks. Obviously, that doesn't include all the airdrops, which I think are still doing with the sewer passes and the various other airdrops recently. I still think Bored Apes are a lot higher, but interesting to see that. Yeah.
Well, there was this person that wrapped 21 CryptoPunks and sold them to Blurbraids at once. And you know what's crazy, guys, is that I looked at every single punk. They're not even floor punks, and there were actually some really nice ones. There was one I was looking at in there that I'll show you in a second, but that's what happened on the punk side. This adds a whole different dynamic to it, right? Like it's gonna be weird having some punks removed from the usual punk website. So it's these here. Look, like some of these, like this one. You see numbers 80. Oops, 82. Whoa. Sorry, guys, that's not working. 8261 here. It's definitely not a floor punk. A lot of them are not floor punks, but yeah, this is what went down in Punk Town.
Yeah, I mean, this seems strange for punks because it's never happened before, but at the moment that's been happening for every major collection other than punks for the last. Oh, have we lost Farouk, or is he there?
No, I'm here.
For the last month, obviously this happened in Bored Apes. So I don't think this is necessarily I think it's a growing thing for maybe the punk ecosystem. But yeah, generally across the board, things are markedly lower. I think they ended the inscriptions for the ordinals, so that's for the ULAD's ordinals, so that's kind of done. Apparently, this MG land is kind of a misnomer. Like it's kind of fake trades, which are getting them up to the top of that leaderboard. Nothing's really going on there. But across the board, I think things are down roughly 5 to 10%. And if you look on the 7-day, I would say it's more like 10 to 20% lower. Across the major collections. The collections which are holding up the best, Azuki is just rock solid around 15. Nothing seems to be getting in their way. And then the pandas continue to just not really move either. So those are the two like strongest collections, I would say.
I mean, Icebags is killing.
Icebags is killing it. We had him on the show last week. The Rec
Great
Radio show.
episode, by the way. Great episode.
Yeah,
Speaking of
he's
YouTube,
great.
it's already on there.
I'm loving the short clips that are now being created, but that's
I
what's good.
know.
And then
I told the team
Punks,
you
I guess,
said
is the only other one. Like, what?
yeah. Do you have a
So
lag?
the Punk
Is
store is
Mandarin rug,
actually up.
Bobby?
I don't think so.
Does he have a? I think Mando and I are like disconnected in a way or another.
Yeah, I couldn't see you there for a bit, but I
It's
mean, I am not necessarily on the best Wi-Fi service.
That's true.
Let's be honest.
Let's
When
be
am I?
honest.
But definitely not today. And I think the Punk's floor is up. Other than that, everything else is lower on the week. I didn't necessarily see any massive sales other than that. But yeah, just feels as though we're playing second fiddle to macro right now, and
Yeah.
I think most people who've been in the NFT space know that.
I saw EB7. Eric picked up the Spirit Azuki again, so that must have been a big sale. And then what else did we say? I mean, there's not that much like you said on the big sales side. If anything, it's the ordinals at the moment because they're starting to trade. Some people wrapped. They're not starting to trade. I don't think any has traded yet. I'm not sure, but they're actually some people are wrapping them and putting them into OpenSea, into the emblem vault. So I believe the floor on that is, hold on, I'm trying to find there you go. Trying to find the link to the OpenSea, but I believe it's like quite high at the moment. I gotta find it for y'all. Trying to find the 12 folds inscription emblem vault to show you. I don't think so. But I can't find the OpenSea link exactly into the emblem vault. And of course, like if you're trying to buy them on emblem, like make sure it's the real one, right? So, you can wrap some stuff, and sometimes it's not necessarily the real asset that you're getting, but it's out there. I believe the floor is like 50 something ETH right now, but I really don't think that anything has traded yet. But yeah, ordinals on that front. I mean, yeah, Rocky's saying ordinals are really picking up. That is true, guys. Like, in the Nitro is when we tend to speak a little more on everything like Bitcoin, NFTs, and ordinals and whatnot. But those are seriously just starting to pick up. I mean, they passed like at some point 400,000 inscriptions the other day. I saw that. It's probably way higher now. So the whole thing is moving. And there it is. So there is here the ordinals market that was just launched. So there's a lot of like advancement, like they're building out there. So ordinals market here. So I'm just gonna follow the page. That is trading, and here you go. So the first verified Yuga Labs 12-fold ordinal is listed on ordinals market for 150 ETH, so that's 10.24 Bitcoin, and already has a bid for 13.86 ETH, so at 0.95 Bitcoin. Obviously they sold for minimum of 225, so I don't think someone takes that. And it says, please remember to use the verified vault features on ordinals market. So it seems like there is something. And then they've been posting updates about him. So update 6, that was 12 hours ago. 612 ordinals have been verified and listed on ordinals market. Floor price 80 ETH, so it was at 5.5 Bitcoin. So obviously, check it out. But it's in there. I'm not too sure. Let's go check. Let's have a look at this marketplace real quick. There you go. 50 ETH now is the. Oh, that's actually a pretty smooth market. Not gonna lie. But so I guess 50. That's the one. Honestly, when you look at it like this in higher quality like that, like it looks much better than the shit like people posted on Twitter. Like, I don't know if that just hit me. Like when you look at it like this way, I don't know. Like you should go check it out on ordinals.market, but it looks quite nicer than what was shown. The screenshots and people putting like all the same ones next to another. I'm sorry, but if we wrap this into an art blocks and we give you a different narrative of a different artist, I'm pretty sure MFers will speculate on that and say, but I love the art. I'm just saying. I had this thought yesterday. I did want to share it. Like, not trying to be that guy, but I tell you this is an art blocks collection, and in that it's part of this whatever set. Like, you're probably gonna be like, oh my god, but look at the bubbles, the way they align, and the symmetry in between the colors. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I know the other day a lot of people like tried to dunk on this shit, but when I look at it like this, I don't think it's that bad. Personally speaking, not that I'm gonna buy one. I don't think I will, but and it's also I wouldn't spend 50 ETH on it. But yeah, it seems like the bid here, the top bid is 20 ETH. What's 20 ETH in Bitcoin? ETH to let me see,
Maybe
calculator.
1.5, I think, maybe. Just
Is it
decimal.
20 ETH? What's 20 ETH? 20 times it's 1650 right now. There you go.
Yeah.
And what's
So just
Bitcoin?
shy
It's
of
20,
1.5, I think.
24.5. Yeah, it's about 1.5. Yeah, 1.4, 1.5 ETH. So that's what it's at. Bitcoin, sorry. So it's slightly, the bid right now is slightly lower than what was paid. But yeah, so there's that on the 12-fold slash, slash Bitcoin ordinal stuff. But
And then
again, like,
there was something weird that happened the other day. I think yesterday though, that Counter-Strike Go. I don't know if anyone knows this game, but it's like one of the most popular video games in the world.
huge.
I believe one of the skins /
Hundreds
guns for the game
here.
traded at $150,000 yesterday.
Yeah, he posted it here. Counter-Strike Go skin sells for 160K 96 ETH on one of the top Counter-Strike sales ever.
Which is kind of wild because this isn't an NFT. This is purely in-game. You have no ownership of it if the game were to go down, or you can only sell it, I think, on their marketplaces. But it's just interesting to see. Like, it's the cognitive dissonance of gamers seeing this and hating NFTs just seems wild, and I think a lot of people have put it out there. This doesn't seem right. But is this good for NFTs? Bad for NFTs? It just seems strange. Like, maybe gamers do prefer, I don't know, like, less control. It's a strange thing to see. Obviously, the game is like, this isn't a blockchain game by any means. Like, it's not like it's been integrated with those systems already in any way. And maybe in the future you will see that. And this is probably amongst the top 3 most popular games in the world.
I don't think it's good or bad for NFTs. I think it's just stupid.
It's not stupid. I mean, it makes 100% sense, right? This is
it makes. I'm not surprised about 160K skin sale. I've seen worse in the NFT space. I've spent worse money on stupider things, mind you. Like, trust me. But it's in this space as NFTs, mind you, right? This is probably a better buy than some of the buys I've done here. But it's just funny. It's I don't know. I know that you all know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. It's stupid that they're not.
NFTs are dumb. Which floor do I sweep? The comments are so funny always on Twitter. Who is the artist, or is this a me? Got it for free. This is a funny comment. Yeah, this mutant ape Zhao's tweets, got it for free because screenshot it. It's oh my, I think it's pretty hilarious. But yeah, I wonder if the owner cares about interoperability, said Double Ape. Yeah, it is pretty funny. Yeah, it's so stupid, it's smart. That's why NF Toxicated just said. It's so bad, it's good.
I love that. It's so bad, it's good.
It's so bad, it's good. It's got to be one of the top quotes in the history of the show. I absolutely love it. And in other, I guess, oh my god, it's
We're using it a lot yesterday, OSF.
Yeah, I did credit you with it.
What?
Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah. Yesterday was the day, like it's so bad it's good day. I mean, the market was going absolutely insane, Mando, in the middle of the show. Like, literally during the show was when the market was just like going absolutely haywire, and it was absolutely nuts. Just quickly before I get to the rest of the NFT news, what's up, Corey?
Hi, Wagwan.
Yo, look at the hair Corey's got going on the stream, yo.
Yo, I grabbed my old dreadlocks out of my storage and I put them in my hair. So now I got my all 10 years of growing dreadlocks on my head now. So y'all can see the real king I am.
Oh wow.
Damn. Look at that.
Yeah, so my hair used to be
dreadlocks
like long as fuck already, and I chopped it off. But the last 2 years I've been growing it back. Had to grow that shit back. I'm better than you now. For real, look.
Yo, Mando, did you hear that? Mando was like, you keep your dreadlocks in your story?
Hell yeah, I keep them in my story.
Went through my mind.
Yo, honestly,
It keeps on his ledger, cold storage.
A lot of people just throw them away. So I surprisingly kept them. I didn't know what I was going to do with them. I didn't expect to put them back in later on in life. And then I was getting my hair done by my dresser, and she was like, yo, you could get your old dreadlocks put in. I was like, really? People do that? She's like, yeah, all the time. Honestly, your dreadlocks are probably worth thousands of dollars if you were to sell them to people. And I was like, oh, really? I'm putting that shit back in my head. Fuck that. I took that shit out of storage and put it right back in my head.
I love that.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I'm about to start painting for you guys. So in a little bit, you'll see me painting, and I'm just gonna live paint. I'll be on mute and shit. But if you guys want to ask me questions and shit, I'm here.
Fire. Yeah, look, I was talking to Corey because I got this. Actually, I'll show you guys on stream. I just received this massive painting. I know I should send you guys in the chat. Shout out to RC. So basically, someone painted the first honorary PFP Corey had made me before my hair got even longer across through the length of the project. So register reg.eth. He made a crazy piece that he painted of me as my Corey Van Loo PFP. And sent it out. So Corey was like, yo, I'm painting right now. Like, I'm down to do some painting stuff live. I was like, why don't you just come and chill on stream on YouTube and paint while we host?
Of course. Yes. Makes sense. Yeah, that guy snapped on that painting, bro. Yeah, pull that up, show everybody, because coming from the artist that created the actual art for it.
Like, YouTube stream real quick. It's pinned at the top, but check
it out.
Check this out.
He took my art and ran with that shit and made that shit fire. It looks dope. Got all the colors right and everything.
Yeah.
It's fire. Except he made you normal skin. He didn't make you blue, which is kind of cool. I like that.
Oh, shit. I realized that, actually. I didn't notice until now. It's true.
It's fire. I love it.
We're good with the real mic.
I've never really had many. I had maybe a couple artists make renditions of my artwork before, but this is that's like I know the homie put some time into that, so that's really cool to see that.
He really did. And the thing is, when you think about it, he actually did this like right away. So he posted about this so basically register.
Yeah, I saw it a long time ago.
Yeah, it was like maybe like the week of the launch, like maybe like when we announced. I don't know when it was, but it was early on. Then he reached out to the team and was trying to get a hold of me. And then I was like, yo, I love it. And he's like, I want to send it to you as like token appreciation for everything. And I was like, holy shit. And then
dude, that's fire. He just sent it to you? Wow.
Yeah, he shipped it into like this. I just went and picked it up yesterday. It's been here for a few days.
In the frame and everything?
With the frame and everything, but
props to that artist. What's his name?
Register. I'm a pin his Twitter at the top.
All right, yeah. That's fire. Shout out to that artist. That shit is dope. With the frame too, like you got A-class service there, Farouk.
Yeah, like
I better hang it up soon too. That should be hanging up in the back right there.
I'm super grateful. I'm gonna try and find a spot on the wall. I mean, my walls are honestly filled. Like you guys can't see the front. I need to move my desk once and for all. I'll do it today. But every single piece of real estate on my walls is like taken.
I have to open up a gallery out there in Montreal, like
straight up,
pull a door move.
I may as well. I need a physical OSF. Maybe Ovi like in New York or something. I get you to draw on something, whatever, and then I keep it and frame it so that I can have like one of your works on the wall. I have some cool stuff. I'll say to Corey, I realized I don't have a CV up like physical because my painting is in your studio. Look at it. Look at him go. Look at him go. I love that. Anyways, so that was cool. Shout out to register.eth. I don't know. I gotta try and find his tweet of that painting so I can tag him and you guys can check it out. But it's super cool, super grateful. I love it. It's fucking sick. Anyways, so actually, Ovi, did you ever think of like maybe doing some physical stuff for your holders or as NFTs or like getting some of your digital one of one sold with physical pieces? Because I saw you paint and like Ovi can paint.
That's one of my goals this year, to do like a physical piece, but I just haven't had the time to do it. Yeah. But by the end of the year, like I definitely set myself that as a target. So we'll see.
That's so cool. I love when you when I love seeing you like do that t-shirt in your world. I think nobody picked it up.
I have no idea. I think Theo picked it up.
I think Theo has it technically because if his team picked up all the t-shirts that were left on the hanging, nobody took it because you told someone to like first come first serve, and it was so sick. Like he drew Rec Cities. He did a Miami piece on that came before the actual Miami piece.
Before the actual Miami piece, yeah, exactly.
Dude, damn, like that's crazy to me that nobody picked it up. Ovi,
I think no one wanted to touch it. I think people were like, oh, I don't know if I should
I
like
think
take this
people
or not.
thought you were meant, because I think at the Fuel World Paint Party it was at Basel, you were meant to leave the t-shirts.
Yeah.
I think that's why
Yeah,
you were
maybe
meant
that's
to
why it
leave
is.
them, because it was kind of like a collaboration between Fuel and the Fuel World holders, like the paint holders. They were painting there and leaving them there, but you could leave with something. It was like you could have your own stuff or whatever. I forgot what it was, but that's interesting. That's actually a funny thing. But anyways, look at it go. If we're back on, if you're on Spaces, if you feel like coming on YouTube, link, it's pinned at the top. But we have Corey that's just like honestly hanging out painting. Corey, like that, you look exactly like Dre. Not gonna lie, it looks like with the hair. He looks like his brother Andre. That's hilarious. Yeah, oh my god. We got twins. We got twins. Oh my god. We did talk to Corey, and I am talking to Corey after the show. We were thinking maybe we get someone who a lucky Faces of Web3 holder, a physical piece. That's what.
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Some sort of contest.
Yeah,
we need to paint somebody's PFP. I think that would be really interesting on a canvas cool. Just like this, and I'll ship it right out to you, or maybe I'll just pull up on you if you're down for that.
That sounds rare. Ovi, you should do that for a rec guy, like painting one for a holder or something. That would be insane.
Yeah. Why not? Just paint just paint a random one.
Yeah. Well, okay. Anyway, so in other news, where were we at? We talked about that. Just quickly, there's a tweet, Mando, from this Walter Bloomberg guy, Delta1. Credit Suisse appeals to Swiss central bank for show of support as share slide sparks wider route. So I'm assuming this is
who said that?
That Walter Bloomberg guy, you know, the Delta1 guy that reports the news.
Who asked for the help?
Credit Suisse.
Credit Suisse themselves.
Credit Suisse appeals to Swiss central bank for show of support as share slide sparks wider route. Yeah.
I mean, if I'm running the Swiss central bank, they're not going to like it, and the Swiss taxpayer might not like it either. But I've seen no way how that bank doesn't get saved in one way or another. It's too important. It's too important. That and UBS are just too important for Switzerland. And I know that like there are some Swiss whales in the Rec Guy chat, but who I think on the ground in all of these countries, like no one likes bank bailouts, but I just don't see how Credit Suisse doesn't get saved in some way or another. Like it's just too important for the Swiss financial system. And Switzerland has so much money. Like it's not like you're sitting there. So the debt to GDP ratio of the US is, depending on how you count it, somewhere between 130 to 150%. I'm just checking Switzerland right now. Switzerland debt to GDP is 38%. So the ability for Switzerland to do something like this versus the ability for the US to do something like this, or the UK or Italy, is just unbelievably higher. So the ability for them to step in and provide some sort of help, it'll happen. Again, I like to think like a few steps ahead. They might be forced into that scenario, but there's no way in my view that doesn't get saved.
That's good to know. That is definitely good to know. Just wanted to tell you because this just came in. And by the way, I just posted a screenshot of it. It's pretty cool, actually. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty cool to have Corey just painting right like that. That's my favorite piece. that when I went to the studio that I was.
Yeah, everybody that comes in the studio, this is like their favorite piece. So it wasn't even done yet. So now I'm finishing it. So we'll see what everybody says now.
that would be a banging 101. I'm just saying, if it comes with the physical. Could be a pretty wild one, not gonna lie. But anyway, so another NFT news. I don't know if you guys saw, just quickly, Gabe Layden, right? His company, Limit Break, they acquired free NFT. I wonder how you can acquire it if it's free. No, I'm just kidding. But it's that's not so good. That was not so funny. Hold on. But anyways, so thank you, Corey, for laughing as Mando and Ovi are just like looking into the emptiness.
Looking at graphs.
They're looking at graphs right now, like, yo,
Transfer prices.
Is that what you're looking at, Ovi, right now?
No, I just like I fucked up my calendar this week because the Europe versus US time change. And when you put in your calendar entries, it all just fits in normally, right? But I realized that actually all the stuff
I know.
in like Rec Radio is an hour earlier than it usually is, and I have something then that I can't change. So I just like
Uh-oh.
I'm like calendar disaster recovery right now.
Yeah, I mean that's why you
I'm
gotta
the
always.
radio OG. Turned up to every single show. The one week I can't
You-
make it. OSF.
You know what, Mando?
OSF
To
also,
your
so-
defense, you are the one that has always made every single one of them, and I am in that chat. It's always between Ovi and Keyboard Monkey that there's a switch.
I've
Or,
only missed one.
I'm on a plane to this like tropical place. Oh no, I'm on a plane to that tropical place. But
I've definitely done a few. Just me and one other person. I know that.
you know how hard it is to be in a chat. Do you know our listeners on YouTube and Space how hard it is to be in a chat with Keyboard Monkey, OSF, and Mando? I mean, I have never felt so poor in my life. And none of say be the stupidest in the room.
Well,
Well,
lives in Miami, so
I invite you guys to try and be the poorest in the room. It feels great. It's motivating. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. No, I'm in Tulum that week. There's this thing going on. Yeah, next week I'm in Tenerife. Have you been to Ibiza? Even with the little they got it down to the fucking accent. I'm just playing. Well deserved though, with all the hard work. But anyways, so that is definitely annoying. Ovi, internally we have a lot of people in London on our team, right? Harry and Hannah, and all our schedules also were messed up because
I'm blaming Google Calendar. There should be a thing where if you're based in Europe and you put a thing, it says, "Did you mean this time, or did you mean have you accounted for daylight savings?" Like,
oh my, yeah. I mean, look, maybe if you didn't plan your stuff in GMT, because the center of the world is literally EST at the moment, especially in our space. So
you plan these things like weeks in advance. You don't think that like
you saw. That's what happened to our fair meeting this morning. It fell during the show, but usually is on the Wednesday earlier, 10:30, but it's at 10:30. So that messed up a lot of cows. But anyways, enough cow talk. So another NFT news: Limit Break acquires free NFT. So basically, Free NFT is the company that was founded by Igor. You've probably heard of him or seen him run these big spaces. They like launch a bunch of free NFTs, right? That's kind of in the name. And so he's been running this thing, and they've been pretty successful with it. Not gonna lie, like to what they're doing. They have their niche, they have their core audience, and they've been doing this like just a bunch of just doing a bunch of stuff on that front. They've launched a bunch of collections, and it was from the free NFT, OG ticket, the Genesis NFT, to the Raiders Battle Pass, the Ancient Seeds. Here, let me share my screen with you guys so you guys can see what I'm looking at here on YouTube. But this is freenft.com. That's quite the domain too. Not gonna lie. So
freenft.com, I love that.
Dude, that's actually a really good domain. But these guys, listen, like this guy obviously knows what he's doing. I know they got people the whole free meta thing, free own him, Gabe, whatever. But look, built an audience, sold a bunch of NFTs, and became successful from that. So it's that's something that happened yesterday. It was acquired by Limit Break. So that's Gabe Layden's company. This guy, you've probably seen him around, Ovi, right?
Yeah.
Timeline. So he's been doing this thing, and it was acquired. It was acquired by Gabe Layden.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's he
looks like Gabe Layden a little bit. That guy.
They're literally twins.
At first, I thought it was Gabe Layden. I was like, wait, that's not actually Gabe Layden.
No, they're literally twins. Igor and I thought it was Gabe Layden's son. Honestly, because if you put him side by side, and then you look at this one here, boom,
That's literally his son.
Hold on, you ready? Boom! No way, bro.
Yeah, dude. They're related. There's no way they're not related.
It's like his dad.
No, they have the same like nose, like they have the same like here part. Like, oh look, ready, chat. No, Gabriel, you got to come on the show and we got to discuss that. We're going to turn it into a Maury show. You are not.
You are not the father.
You are not the father. But point being, that is it was acquired by by Gabe and Limit Break. Platform announcement: Limit Break has acquired Free NFT XYZ, the number one platform for free NFTs. Free NFT is crucial to onboarding the next billion Web3 users. We have also acquired freeNFT.com to make free NFT a legitimate brand to new users. Details below. Limit Break pioneered the free-to-own model that Free NFT adopted. Following our lead, Free NFT successfully launched a host of thriving and energetic communities this year. Free NFT, holy shit, I feel like I've said that 20 times. It's been said a lot. Offers projects by marketing and tech. They need to grow their community to succeed. And there's quite an extensive thread. If you're interested in know more, of course, there's a Medium article, and they had a Twitter Spaces last night, I believe. So anyway, so we know that these two are known to garner a lot of attention through their free NFTs. Again, take a shot or take a hit every time I say free NFT in this Twitter Spaces or the show, especially if you listen on replay. Go back a minute and have fun. But that is the Medium article out there that was put out. And that was actually about the programmable royalties. But that's what's up. So more I guess more M&A within the space. Not a bad time. Ovi, I have a question for you.
Tell me.
If there is a company that an NFT project in the space that is not necessarily doing very good right now, but there's a solid you think has room to run, which one would you acquire? Say you have $1 billion. You're not working full time on Red Guy and you are like you can actually you're at a place where you're down to buy a couple projects in the space. Which one would you buy?
Any NFT project.
Yeah, that you see is but mind you, not one that is struggling because of founders, whatever. Like maybe because it's the market, maybe because there's no traffic, there's no liquidity, like royalties. Like, what's one that you would like buy out?
Let me pull up the DGens thing and run through. Let's have a look. Let's bring up the projects.
Okay, here. Let me. All right, let's pull up DGens. All right, let me pull up
question.
It is a tough question.
Really, nothing springs to mind.
Do I go on like the yearly chart or something?
I like Azuki. I really like Azuki.
No, a struggling project.
A struggling project. So what's that? So anything that's down a lot recently, basically. So Moonbird.
Not just recently, maybe on the year, But yeah.
So from this list, it would be like Moonbirds, Doodles, Moonbirds. No, actually, you know what? Proof. I think Proof actually has a really great community and is a really good idea, but I think it hasn't been managed very well. And
yeah,
I think that's a big opportunity. I think even Icebags put in the offer for Proof, right? It said 555
dude.
But I think the concept behind Proof is like legit. Like I think there are a lot of people who like collecting art. It is a different part of the market, which I think is perceived to be a bit more like I don't know, intellectual is the wrong word, but like don't know how to really explain it, but they do have like some kind of demographic which I think people want to be identify themselves in and want to be a part of with regard to a community, and they still have Moonbirds has a strong community despite everything that's happened. So I think I would say that's definitely an opportunity. I think I like that one the most. Yeah,
I mean, you could do that, or you can just go to Proof at Home. It's called DGens. And I'm playing, right? I know you don't want to. Remember, you guys were calling it the poor man's proof when Proof was like,
yeah,
that was funny. So and by the way, if the chat wants to ask us, you can definitely give us your opinion. There's a lot of great IPs out there, honestly, that can still go a certain way, if under different management or whatnot. Like Cool Cats could definitely pull a Pudgy Penguin. Right, or like I know I'm seeing a lot of chat around Gutter Cat Gang recently on the timeline. Some people also tweeting. I love the tweets of like I'm offering X amount to acquire this project in the public eye, when we all know you could just DM the founders and you'll probably get an answer. Like I love those tweets, by the way. Like, only in the Web3 NFT space, Ovi. Would you see in traditional markets like someone tweet out, "I'm offering to buy this company." Dude, only in NFTs will that like be a thing. Just because it happens to Pudgy Penguins and it worked out, where like Beanie put a tweet out, followed by Luca putting a tweet out, and ending up owning them. Everybody thinks that also buying a project will like necessarily like automatically like 180 it and like be able to like Pudgy Penguin it. That makes me laugh. Honestly, I think Gutter Cats have had some solid partnerships. I know there's a lot of chatter about them right now. I'm not too sure. Listen, I tried to ask after last week what's going on over there and what's what. There are some mods that were laid off, whatnot, and obviously some beef in between holders and whatnot. But I'm not too sure on the TLDR and whatnot, what's happening there. So speaking of, yeah, I mean this one out here, maybe I would, this Rock Radio project. I don't know. I'd have a look into that. I'm absolutely playing here. I don't know much else, man. I'm looking. I mean, Psychedelics Anonymous have this like core, also this core Discord saying Freed City saying like when HSBC bought SVB for €1 UK. If you could like HSBC one project, which one would it be? That is generally a tough call.
Looking through these lists is like really bringing up like some memories, like all these projects that I just haven't even. Where the duplicators now? What price are those? 0.17. Jeez.
Let's go see Blur. I don't even know.
0.17 it says there. Wait, so where are the Doodles Genesis boxes?
No. Doodles Genesis boxes. Oops, I put Doodles. Where's Doodles at? Doodles on Blur is 403. Wow. The market is really bad, eh? Doodles. What is it called? Duplicator?
Genesis. Well, the duplicator was the thing that you got airdropped, and then the Genesis boxes. Yeah.
And then the Genesis box is 0.14.
Wow, that's a big compression between, because the duplicator was at like 1.2 or 1.3, right?
I think more, no?
I think maybe even more. Yeah, it's quite. They're basically the same price of the Genesis boxes. It's kind of insane.
Jesus, I'm wondering what all the collections are at right now on Blur. Let's see. Rap Punk 67, Mutants 14, Azuki 14.4. That MG Land thing is super sketch. Sewer Pass it's super sketch. I saw some tweets from Cyrus and from 9059. Yeah. It's super sus. So be careful, everyone. Board Ape Yacht Club 64. The clones are 382. Dude, the clones are 382. Moonburst 422. That's also probably like all the projects probably in for a little down. What's crazy is that the Beans and Azuki are just like holding so strong. At this stage, like Beans could potentially be at the same price as like those collections. Like there might be a point where that happens.
Yeah, Azuki's held up so well, hasn't it? Even Mutants, like Mutants are still close to 15, right? Mutants are like outperforming apes.
Yeah, 14.2. Yeah, Mutants have been doing great. You have let me see, Doodles that are probably like about to go on the 4 ETH here. You guys and Sappy Seals have like really held strong, and I know you guys are like, it's like Red Guy and Sappy Seals.
We're down a bit.
You also had a Giga Pump at some point, which is an insane run, and then like you guys have been holding really strong despite the market above 0.8. Same for Sappy Seals. Sappy Seals have almost been stablecoin the last month. So yeah, there's Meebits are still holding around that level, like which is right above 3 ETH. That's around where like they kind of settled, right? Well, Oddity is at 0.5 now. I see. Interesting to see all the collections now. Like in times like this where there's not that much happening either. Like so to go through DG's at 6.6. Like pre Super Bowl ad was double that. Yeah. Pre Super Bowl, like just days before was that. Cool Cats have been hovering around there, but not so great. It's like 169 right now. But again, I feel like the Cool Cats have always been this collection that's like always a news away from getting sent. But the problem is, again, like every time there's this news about this or that, we don't know yet. So we don't really know even what happened then. Oni is interesting. Remember when like everyone was like, oh, these are buying rumors, where we were like, guys, like just announce it or don't, but stop. Like, at this stage, everybody's filled their bags and it went all the way to 2 ETH. And after acquisition rumor, it dropped 50%. After after acquisition confirmation, after the news went out, it dropped 50%. That's interesting. See the whole like, I think that's a good example to talk about when we're talking about pudgies, right?
Yeah. The acquisition thing is like, it's not always, I think people always assume, oh, this is a great thing, they're getting acquired, but it's not always necessarily a good thing. You have to then go and see if they do well. And like if Luca went and acquired another project, I think that would be a good thing, because I think he's proven himself as a very strong founder. but you just don't know when it goes to new ownership. You don't really know until they go there and do something. I guess it's a small positive, but like it's not something that should like cause the floor price to like double or triple or anything like that.
No, and Pudgies, by the way, I want people to understand. It was under 1 ETH. That's how low it went. Maybe 0.7, I believe, at peak FUD when people were rethinking.
0.5, I think.
Yeah, I believe so, right? And then it took a long time to grind back up. Like we had Luca on the show when Credit Suisse CDS reached crisis level as banks seek protection. It's a little update on Credit Suisse. So it was like it took a while. And I remember we had Luca on the show when the acquisition around there where it happened was around like 2 ETH because it took a while. Like it was acquired and the news came out, yada yada yada. Went back to around 2-3 ETH levels for a while before even seeing like that massive rise back above 5 ETH all the way to 7 something, like 7.5 I think. Like I think they broke their all-time high ETH at some point, but it took a long time to get there. But anyways, the one that had a pump here actually big 15% one day is the free NFT from Igor, right? So that's the original ticket, right? That's what I was talking about earlier, which actually has 4.52 ETH floor right now on Blur. So it's been a lot of sales. Look, since the rumor, not since the announcement of Gabe acquiring it. So what's the supply? 186. Wow, 161 owners. Wow, there's only wow.
That's why they're ripping, huh?
Yeah, interesting. Huh. Look at that. That's not bad. But anyways, in other news, today is actually the day of the summoning. Ovi, I don't think we've had official news on the Yuga side, have we?
Not yet. I've been watching the Yuga Labs account, but there hasn't been anything that's come out yet. So I'm very curious to see what will happen.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a thread. Hold on, let me try and pull it up. Thanks from Tyler. But I saw a thread. Was this some news? Maybe on the news.yuga website or something? Because usually that's where they share first. I'm gonna go and look right now. No, they announced already the second trip. We talked about that. We talked about 12-fold, but no, there's nothing else yet. So today's the big summoning. So what happens on the summoning from what we know? Is this the day that like we get our mecha apes, or is this the day that that we get? Yeah, okay. So look here, let me share the official website, MDVMM. Here you go. So game over on the 22nd. So summoning is March 15th. So today it's alive, it says. And then collection info, mecha types revealed. So yeah, today you get the NFTs. Today it's the mechas. That's the summoning. So you summon the mechas. And then late March, we're going to have the types revealed. So that's going to be interesting. Huh. Okay. It's I guess it's that time again. It's like it's Yuga time, Like
I think that I wonder. I'm interested in is like how many there's going to be. Like if it's just going to be in accordance with the sewer passes, or going to have the chance to like mint more and buy more. That's going to be the interesting thing.
Interesting. I mean, Tyler says update on the summoning and unranked passes. There was some confusion between what void and unranked meant. It appears for some communication that void passes will indeed be ineligible and not receive a power source. So tread very carefully with those. But besides that, we haven't seen anything from Yuga on the summoning side. Yeah, it's the power source today. We're seeing in the chat KMKZ that said so, but I'm not sure what's happening. I wonder if you're gonna have to like swap your key for that or something. Maybe I missed that. I haven't been able to like keep up with it actually recently. But I'm wondering what we know. What's going on? The Credit Suisse Group AG's global head of strategic shareholder advisory, Chris Ludwig, to join Barclays. I don't know what the fuck that means. Listen, I don't know what's going on in your world, Ovi. But there's a lot of stuff going on in your world. And I check price. Bad price. Bad price. It's bad price. I'm checking price right now. It's pretty bad price. I'm not going to lie. It's not great, Obi. It's definitely not great at all here. Let's see what Bitcoin's at.
Just keeps going a little bit lower.
Yeah, keeps going a little bit lower. It's not. It's definitely not the best.
Well, Bitcoin is holding out really well. I mean, Bitcoin's still at
Bitcoin's
24.
actually holding really good.
Yeah.
Now look at that 50.
Um,
Let's hour chart. Oh yeah. Oh, it is holding out really well.
yeah. Everything else is
Yeah, it's yuck. Even ETH. Look at the chart difference with ETH. It's like, let me put the 1 hour for you on there. There you go. It's just not. It's just like blah. Compared to Bitcoin, it's actually holding that level. So you don't like to see it. So Tenacious Dragon in the chat said you mint a power source based on what you ranked in Dookie Dash, and then it turns into a mecha in a few weeks. So that's gonna be interesting. Did you guys keep any of you kept some of your passes, right?
Yeah, we still have a lot of passes, I think. So we wanted to roll the dice on this one, see what happens.
Yeah, that's not
We
a
didn't sell. Yeah, we only sold some sewer passes when they first came out, but we kept most of them.
Yeah, no, I remember that you had
Yeah, we still have 25 passes.
oh wow, that's pretty cool.
They're a mixture between the tier 1, 2, and 3 or whatever it is.
That's yeah, I'm really curious what's gonna happen on that front. But anyways, in other news, what we had, I mean, we could talk about it tomorrow with Mando, because I know Mando really is into that stuff. But it was Chat GPT-4. I know that's not so to do with NFTs, but it does have a lot to do with the space, in my opinion. Announcing Chat GPT-4, that came from OpenAI yesterday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A large multimodal model with our best ever results on capabilities and alignment. So that came out yesterday. And it's honestly, from the stuff that I've read so far, it's been pretty fucking wild, dude. GPT-4 is OpenAI's most advanced system, producing safer and more useful responses. It says GPT-4 can solve difficult problems with greater accuracy thanks to its broader general knowledge and problem-solving abilities. And it's actually it's been actually crazy, the stuff that I've been reading on it. I don't know if I know Mando's really into it, but have you personally been looking more into AI?
Yeah, I mean, it's insane. It's the scariest thing about it is like, I mean, everyone's like, oh, it's going to make like loads of people jobless, which I think is maybe partially true, but I think it will improve efficiencies across businesses massively. And it does allow you to like run tighter and leaner operations. But I mean, I was looking at one thing where like someone just drew like a picture of like what they wanted their website to be like and put it into GPT-4 and then just like made the website. Like it's kind of insane. So there are definitely some services that people provide, which I think you just won't need their help anymore because you can just do it with AI. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of, I find it a little bit scary. It's a bit worrying.
It's wild. I know we talked about AI not so long ago on the show, and we're talking about how like you can use it for so many things, right? Behind the scenes, and a lot of companies have, right, since it's been open source, and a lot of people are doing a lot of really cool stuff with it. There's this account, by the way, like if anyone's curious on all things AI, I follow this guy called Rowan Chong. We should try to have him on the show. But he basically shares like all the AI advancements. Like every day he writes a thread about it. And it's like what has come out on like AI, and he just shows you all the tools, and you never know, maybe there's one of the tools that pertains to your job, and actually it doesn't replace it. In my opinion, it enhances it, and it makes all the low-hanging fruit bullshit like whatever, like you give it to that, then you can just like do your job better. But he says GPT-4 changed the world yesterday. It's only been out for a day and incredible things are being built. Here's the top 10. So here's the Be My Eyes launches virtual volunteer. Answer any questions about an image and get instant.
What? Sorry?
Instantaneous visual assistance in real time. Intercom introduces ChatGPT for customer service. Do not pay to create one-click lawsuits to sue robocallers. That is fucking awesome. It's an AI with one-click lawsuits to sue a robocaller. Do Not Pay is working on using GPT-4 to generate one-click lawsuit to sue robocallers for $1,500. Imagine receiving a call, clicking a button, call is transcribed, and 1,000-word lawsuit is generated by GPT 3.5. Was not good enough, but GPT-4 handles the job extremely well. That is fucking sick. You did a bunch of robocallers all the time. See, it's little things like Khan Academy. I mean, a lot of people know. A lot of people knows the Khan Academy. Khan Academy, in truth, is Khan Migo. That is not an extension of the Migos, by the way. But it uses GPT-4 as your personal tutor or assists you as your teacher. And so look at that. Did you hear Khan Academy is using GPT-4 from OpenAI to shape the future of learning? Starting today, you can sign up to test the AI-powered guide Khan Migo, a tutored learners and a tutor for learners, an assistant for teachers. Corey's shaking his head right now. GPT-4. Okay, listen, like the show's a little slow this morning because they're honestly like there is a lot of stuff happening, but honestly it's pretty stale. Oh, look at this one. GPT-4 to find Ethereum contract vulnerabilities to find where the contract could be exploited. So there's a tweet from J. Connor Grogan, which is I dumped a live Ethereum contract into GPT-4. In an instant, it highlighted a number of security vulnerabilities and pointed out surface areas where the contract could be exploited. When verified a specific way, I could exploit the contract. Damn.
Yikes.
Hey, Farouk,
I mean, that's a good thing, I guess.
I posted a thread from Jaleel as well. He wrote a full smart contract with full test suite. And the amazing thing about these with the smart contract is the data is still only up to 2021. Once they update the underlying data set, these things are going to get so much tighter and so much better. So that to me is one of the most amazing parts of the whole thing.
Yeah, so I saw that. So wait, let me pull up the thread. So it's already being used. Like I'm a big fan of the Ethereum contract thing because see, like things like that could avoid like massive issues that we've seen with contracts before, right? So that's pretty cool. So yeah, let's pull up Jaleel's thread here. He said, obviously Jaleel is the dev behind checks. So just hire a robot intern, GPT-4, to write me a little smart contract complete with tests and deployment scripts. The conversation was fun and it did everything I asked it to do and more. Some highlights from the and the final code below. How it started, just gave it some bullet points and what I expected. Contract looked great on first sight. So, wow. That is really interesting. Huh.
Yeah, he had a little back and forth, but he ended up with, I think he only had to make one manual addition on the whole thing, he said, by the time he got to the end of it.
And he said, well, there you go. Will this make the work I do obsolete? Not quite yet, but I can certainly see this eventually boost productivity immensely, even if it's just a pair programming partner or to rubber duck ideas. This plus conversational voice plus integration development environments, game on. Like, yo, like this is like, this GPT-4 shit is probably like one of the biggest news to hit tech in a while. Like this is going to make, this is wild. I mean, G-Man, are you using GPT-4? Are you going to use AI for some of the things you're planning on doing with us or what?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we have to now, right? I mean, it was good before. It's starting to get really good.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. By the way, today's code, rug.fm/rewards. If you hold a Rug Radio membership pass, Genesis NFT or membership pass or Face the Web3, sorry, our PFPs. Today's code is GPT4. You know, of course, you already know how we pick our codes out here on GM Web3. Can't wait for stubs. We're going to make them a little harder when stubs comes out. That's where you can claim your rug token. GPT4 is the code for today. But dude, so it's actually, oh, there you go. That's GPT4 talking to me. Right? That was good timing. That was good timing. I personally find this like fascinating. Like, I just want to go back real quick to this. So I'm going to actually retweet here. I just retweeted the tweet regarding the Ethereum contract that was audited using GPT-4. But I think that exactly right. David 805 is saying on the YouTube stream, he's saying, "Lol, that's facts. People embrace it. Will be super productive." I totally agree with that. And so it's I think it's really awesome. It says this contract was hacked in 2018 via the vulnerabilities that ChatGPT points out. Like, dude, like this is the type of shit that could avoid. I mean, you remember what happened, right? With Aku and whatnot, and a bunch of others. Like, and we've seen a lot of hacks happening. I mean, it was Euler, right? That was hacked.
Euler, yeah.
It's got $100 and something million. I'm not saying you can 100% avoid them like that, but look, like with
it will help. It will help. Like if you want to, if you make a new smart contract or whatever, and you want to just like get it checked real quick, you can do it, and it'll hopefully prevent like the silly mistakes that people make. It won't obviously prevent every single mistake, but it should be good, I think.
This is fascinating. Like, by the way, speaking of Euler, someone said try Euler contracts. I tried. The contracts are a bit too long to be processed by GPT-4 right now. But then someone said, like, but it will be interesting if you can do it. Maybe want only a portion of contract. But look, there's gonna be the next GP. Like, they're working fast over there, and they're updating this thing so quick. So it's actually gonna be super interesting to see how this evolves. I mean, I think this is fascinating. I'm really excited for it. And again, like this account that I've been following, I think like if you want to improve like your workflow, I seriously advise hosting. We need to host him. I need to send him an invite, see if we can get to him. But look at this. Milo launched co-parent for parents. Use GPT-4 to tackle the invisible load of running a family. What the fuck? Today we're launching Milo co-parents for parents, powered by GPT-4. With families across country, we've been testing something that tackles invisible load of running a family, where I can throw all chaos to have it just take like what? G-Man, talk to me. You're the only person on the stage with kids. What's the invisible loads of running a family? What? Hold on.
I don't know. I think it's pretty visible.
Are you gonna use it? Here you go. So GPT-4 allows us to solve the challenges of, actually, look at that. School newsletters, soccer emails. She misspelled football. Family whiteboards. Do you have a family whiteboard, G-Man? This is some like.
Yeah, see, my kids are too old. They're almost
family whiteboard. So. Motherfuckers have Trello for the families now. Dude, this is not a business. It's a family. Text, dude, what's happening in America, Ovi?
I don't know, man.
I mean, I don't know. This sounds like some very American shit, G-Man.
It is. I actually know some families that run off agile principles. I mean, they're developers, right? So they tend this way. They use Trello and they run their family as an agile team.
Dude, I don't believe you. That is crazy. I mean, I do believe you, but that is insane. So, well, if you're out there in the audience running a family on Trello, please come up on stage. I have some questions for you. Sitter payment remind. Okay, so basically they're using ChatGPT like a fucking assistant. School newsletters, family whiteboards, texted birthday party invites. Oops, my bad. Sitter payment reminders, difficult nuance problem needing. Okay, dude, that just means, okay, so they're pumping their bag. That's really smart, by the way. Bing confirms that it was using GPT for the whole time. That's pretty cool. Except for that one time where GPT started kind of like, doing weird stuff with people. I saw that. And then I don't know if it was like harassment or whatnot, but yeah. I don't want to misread the news. David 805 says, I have a family whiteboard. No, I think a whiteboard is cute. I'm asking if more on the Trello vibes. Actually, no, whiteboard. What? David, what can you put in the chat what you do with the family whiteboard? I'm actually curious about that. Or send me a DM. Recreating a game of Pong in under 60 seconds. That's pretty cool. Anyway, so a bunch of stuff that you can do. Wow. Look at that. Keeper is using GPT-4 for online date matchmaking. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, bachelors and bachelorettes out there in the audience, all your problems are now solved, especially NFT MFers. Please, you can now use ChatGPT-4 to find the love of your life. And this is not sponsored by Keeper. It takes profile data and preferences, determines if the match is worth pursuing, and automates the follow-up. Look at that. With computer vision for the physical, you can now filter. Guys, technically, all these tools are just implementing executive assistants, like artificial assistants, into their stuff. That's what it is, Ovi. That's kind of like the download I'm getting. It helps you keep up with reminders to like answer the guys or girls that you're trying to hook up with. Like it's called a virtual assistant. Everything above this sucks. The comment's funny. Look, that doesn't mean all of AI is going to be useful, okay? Tom uses GPT-4 to read an entire Wikipedia article, understand and produce key points. That's interesting. I mean, Jazz. Oh, he's not on stage. I mean, but you are on. You can talk to you. I'm bringing you on the show. Jazz, you've been using AI for some of the threads you write for us.
Yeah, well, so I write show notes, but I've been like plugging it in and doing like the actual podcast summary that's on Acast and Spotify and everywhere. And it does pretty good. Like, and I've actually seen it change. That's been the scary thing, right? Like all of a sudden it started like writing better summaries and like more involved stuff. And that was a little worrying. I was like, what?
But don't you think that it makes your life easier as you have bigger, higher hanging fruits work to do? Like I'm genuinely asking.
Yeah,
Like,
so the way I use it, right? Like I don't know if easier is the way, but it does like relieve some mental burden. Like I sit there and watch it type and it's, like 5-6 minutes that I would have been spending and it just feels better, Like I don't know if easier is the term, but it's definitely better. Like it improves the quality of life in some way.
you know what's interesting? I told myself that your threads are getting better. And obviously you are getting better at it anyways, because you've been doing this with us for like 100 shows now or maybe more. But I find it interesting how like you're the perfect example, right? Like instead of being scared of it, like using it, embracing it to like enhance your work and being able to do more. Because you produce more than this show now. Like you're not.
Don't get me wrong. I was terrified of it. Like I was of the old school camp, like, nah, man, I can't do that. Like it's gonna like take over and learn stuff and then just be this mega brain. But here I am, like I think it's a tool just like most people do. It's gonna be something that changes things for the good, hopefully.
Yeah. See, that I think so. See, that is really interesting, Ovi, right? And I was talking to some friends this. I was saying, like, for us in media, like Chat GPT and now GPT4 is extremely interesting. I mean, we have G-Man, building a whole tech stack. And for what it's worth, for people who are listening to the show, G-Man, he's on the show right now because he's gathering some data. That's why he's just like parking on the stuff. We're running, we are honestly running a few tests with a few different things, and you're going to see like us at Rug Radio like embrace AI a lot with regards to like a lot of things we're doing with regards to media, like data analytics tools and whatnot, because it helps us also with like advertising partners and whatnot. It honestly enhances the company to be better as a whole. We've been talking about it internally at Rug Radio for a while, but like it helps a lot. And like from a media standpoint, when you see like Golden, like, so we have a whole production team, right? We have multiple shows. You all know that. We have a pretty large network now. So we produce content at a higher rate and the fastest pace, but the cost of producing content, and I'm talking to you as a founder, like it's expensive, right? For human capital when it comes to that, because it's a lot of production value, it's a lot of hands, and it's editing is a lot of work, like in terms of men working hours. And so, human capital, like more manpower, womanpower, whatever. That's what I meant. And so it's actually really interesting the way you can include Chat GPT and now GPT-4 into the day-to-day of building a brand, a company. I mean, Mando was telling me like he can use it for like, you can write out like, and then he showed me, we tested, guys, it's crazy. We tested write a proposal. We literally tested it, write a proposal for an NFT podcast trying to sell advertisement. And it built an outline of a proposal within seconds. And then all you have to do is fill it in and make it better. But in my world, I've been doing media for a while now, and I used to write all these proposals myself for 10 years. That's how I'm in my bread and butter as a kid. Like I was doing it. I used to have long proposals, I had to write an email and whatnot. It was always like the most draining part, the longest, but also the most useless, because it's like filling words for nothing. Like we will put it, and it's actually wild because what I have to do is I know what to input that only I know, whether it's my time or how much you sign this and that for, but there's a lot of words that are useless. And so I find it so interesting how you can actually use all of it with regards to content editing and whatnot. Like it's super cool. Have you like on DGen side, like even with your reports and stuff, are you looking at that? Because I find like obviously all the reports come from your brain and your point of view, but to organize, I find that incredible.
I think part of the reports are like expressing a view or an opinion or an idea, but part of it is also like, hey, this is the price, this is who made it, this is this, this is this, this is this, and those things can definitely be done with AI because you can just pull the information from wherever, right? So
with data and analytics research, like when I was in law school, just like the part where we had to research data and analytics, like for my essays that I would write, was actually so dreadful and like so tiring. Or even like when I was like doing some political science shit, like to research numbers and whatnot to write this essay on geopolitical, whatever the fuck, like, dude, like that would take most of the time.
I couldn't imagine like being in school right now and having access to this stuff. Like
it's incredible how much like it improves like the system, right? But see, Landers saying it's scary. I don't think it's scary. Like I think it's really incredible, and it makes me better at my job. Like it makes actually as a founder, it will help the growth of my brand because it helps me go better, faster, and make the people that work for us as a team more efficient, right?
Be
like,
more efficient,
it literally turns Jazz into a robot, but I always need a Jazz as a human because we need a human on the production side. But of the little things, like he's putting a thread out, but it's cleaning it up and makes it more consumable for the reader. So it makes it better, more consumable, more efficient, and drives better numbers. So it's like, it's so much better. I love that we're having these conversations, by the way. I didn't mean to turn it that.
I also wonder about like the plateau of like us consuming stuff that's produced by AI, like content wise or written copy. Like, will we get to a point where we need to have like more human like filters or interaction, you know, through it? Like that's what I'm concerned about too.
Yeah. That's you know, and it's true. Like there are some AIs. Ovi, you might have noticed on YouTube on comments. Do you find there's accounts that are a little weird on the replies?
Yeah. It feels like AI.
Bots, yeah. They're like, I'll put something. Let's say like it's good morning. Is like good morning, Farouk. It's a beautiful day. I know I wrote that a lot, but like I'll press my NFTs. Oh, this NFT is amazing because like of the like it's like. There's like full AIs. Like there's an account I can even share. I shared it with 6529 the other day because he tweeted about it, and it's like the responses of it are so. I mean, I'll share it tomorrow, but it's so obvious. I just realized it's noon, so but it's so obvious. But anyways, ChatGPT.
Look.
Yeah, look. We're gonna have to cut this short here and talk about it tomorrow. Yeah. But this does make what Corey's doing right now more enjoyable, and you get to appreciate it more. You have
ChatGPT can't do that.
ChatGPT can't do what Corey's doing here, right? ChatGPT can't paint with a blunt on the left hand. You're muted, Corey. We can't hear you, but blunt on the left hand, the painting on the right hand.
Exactly. Blunt on the left. The computer can't do that. Maybe it can. I don't know.
Do that.
I better be careful. It might be able to do that.
There were mechanical paintings at Beeple's, and I'll send you the stuff, Corey, that were like 12 feet tall paintings made by machine for brush strokes. And it was the most insane thing I've ever seen. But again, seeing it on video and documenting now, like, is going to become more and more important for an artist, right? I guess. And like, it's just like showing that you've like just this is something a robot will never change. So anyways, I think that's a good good thing to end on. We're gonna have plenty to talk about tomorrow because summoning is obviously happening today, and I'm sure lots will happen today with regards to banks and whatnot. It seems. Ovi, Corey, you are welcome to come on. I'm going to send you a StreamYard every morning from here forward. You can just come and park your ass on the stream every day and paint if you want. Wow, look at this piece. Gorgeous. And we will keep the audience, aware because we're going to run a contest for Faces Web3 holders, or PFPs for Rug Video, with regards to getting your one-of-one painted.
It might even be this one.
That's wild. I was waiting to make a couple good trades and be able to toss you an offer for that one. But okay, a lot of people.
I think it would be cool to paint somebody's PFP. Yeah. So I think the contest will be that.
Yeah, because you saw like the painting I got is lit, so they come out nice. Imagine
you. No, I gotta one up that kid. I gotta show them.
You have no choice now. Yeah, the reg.eth. It's a register artist on Twitter. You can check out in the pinned tweet. As usual, shout out to our title sponsor, Fair.xyz. They'll be coming on the show tomorrow. Ovi, great show today. Shout out to Mando. I know he had to go. Oh, you're muted, Ovi, or he's on the call. Look at him. He's so funny. Let me remove him from the stream because it is 12 and we have to download the videos. But anyways, love y'all. Thank you all for listening day after day. Remember to subscribe, like, comment on YouTube, please. You already know the vibes. We're out here doing it. The code today was ChatGPT. It was GPT4. Corey, love you, King. Jazz, thank you for coming in and chiming in here. G-Man, a pleasure as usual. You're also welcome to come and park your account on stage every day to run your tests that we're running for what we're building behind the scenes. It's brewing in Rug Radio. Let me tell y'all, ChatGPT can't do what we're out here doing, running this thing every day and working what we're working on. And it's a lot of fun. So pay attention to what happened on that front. Big shout out to Justin Callan yesterday that swept 230 NFTs from our ecosystem between the PFPs to the rugs to the membership passes. We love you guys, our holders. Check us out. And with that, we'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for another episode of GM Web3 on Rug Radio. Let's go.
And it's a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day. GM. On this beautiful day. Good morning to Web3 with Oroco, Seth, and Mando.
Come on, Jazz. Give me some. Give me some.
On Rug Radio. It's a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day. GM. Rug Radio.
and broadcast and